195 Essential is an apparel company that I started back in March of 2020, noticing how much the pandemic was affecting the country and also highlighting how it was affecting Black and Brown communities and women in disproportionate rates. Hi, my name is Lena Harris and I'm a co-founder of 195 Essential. I'm a student at Barnard College and I was a sophomore in March of 2020, and unfortunately New York got hit really hard by the pandemic and we were forced to leave and go back home. So I came back home to Boston and I was really sad about obviously everything that was going on, and I also felt like there was sort of a hole in my life because school was such a big part of what I was doing. So I wanted also a way to sort of fill that gap and give back to those who were really being hit the hardest. Really wanted to help support these essential workers who are putting themselves in the front lines and really fighting this pandemic head on. So I came up with the idea of creating t-shirts because it's an easy way to both show a message and also create a little revenue so that we can then donate it to organizations that will help supporting these workers. This is our original Essential collection that we started with, and we wanted to highlight the professions that were really at the forefront of combating this pandemic, and also certain professions that a lot of people took for granted, for example like nurses and teachers really. So, you know, a lot of people had their kids at home doing remote work and don't realize just how much teachers help them out during the day, right? And just how hard the job is. With these shirts, we were donating to Nutray and their Feeding Heroes program. And so each shirt that you buy is the equivalent of one meal for hospital staff in the greater Boston area. We started with this idea of supporting essential workers, but then we grew and we expanded on this idea of what does essential mean in general? Who is essential? What is essential? Our idea was sparked when we were realizing how important the November 2020 election was going to be. So we partnered with an organization called Elevated Thought to get some artists, and then we also used other artists from New York and local artists from Massachusetts to really highlight voter suppression. It was really amazing to get to work with artists for the first time for our voter series, and it felt like such a moment in time that I know myself and my family and a lot of people around me are going to remember for their lives, the November 2020 election. So it was really amazing to work with artists, and the response was really positive. I think people were moved by our art. So, you know, it's one thing as a student to give a few dollars here and there, but it's another to make my own business and then be able to really impact more people.